the books of magic about? Books that contain magic are often called grimoires. These books include instructions on how to perform spells and incantations, as well as summon entities that can be either good or bad. Usually, these books are said to have magical powers. But what were these books created for? The books of magic were created by priests and by the same people that created religion. These books were made to show people that there is a mysterious strength which can go against religion. According to every person's religion, there are different books created within these religions, which are said to be magical. However, where is the proof? The proof is that any book based on magic that you find contains names based off of religion. For example, the Jews use the name of David and Solomon, as well as the Star of David, to do magic upon these things. Christians, on the other hand, do magic on candles that they use in church and write the names of saints on them. Some of these names are Saint Nicholas, Apostle Luke, etc. Lastly, Muslims rewrite all the words from the Quran backwards to use for magic. Let's see when were these books created. The Christian books of magic were made in 900 AC, so that they could give them to people and say that these books could help solve all their problems. But in reality, they just gave them out so that people could come back and bow down to religion. Later, the Jewish books came out after the time of Moses. They say that during the time of Moses, there was a great power. So when he died, they made a book called the Power of Moses. After this, the Jews created books for every prophet, because they say that the words that came from a prophet are called magic. Finally, Muslims came out with books of magic in 600 AC. After some time, religion started teaching people to do magic so that they could come back to church asking for forgiveness. Magic was never used by anybody. It is just the human imagination. These books are pure lies. There is no power. It is neither bad or good, but up until now, they use these books to scare people from the God that only exists in their mind. They don't know who our true God is. They only know that God is a strength hiding behind something, and that He descends and ascends to earth whenever He wants. But what happens to a person when they use these books? The moment a person uses the words written inside these books, he does mistakes, because all the books are wrong. With or without the book, you do wrong, because you bring an energy which, as we said, can be good or bad. If it is good, you will receive good, and if it is bad, you will receive bad. What are some examples of these books? The first couple of examples are The Door to Witchcraft, The Wicca Book of Spells, and the Grand Grimoire of Solomon. These books teach us how to use and perform rituals, summon entities, and cast spells such as the protection spell and many more. They also teach a beginner the basics of magic. Second is the Book of Shadows. This grimoire contains religious texts, pagan practices, and it teaches us how to perform rituals. Third, we have the Big Book of Runes and Rune Magic. Here you can learn when and how to use runes for communication and magic. If you don't already know what runes are the ancient Norse alphabet, which was used for communication. Lastly, we have two books. The first book is called Sun Magic. This book teaches spells and rituals to have a better and happier life by giving your energy to this big star. And the fourth and final book, which is the most dangerous of them all, is called Shadows from the Walls of Death. This book is said to be written in poison, and so it is dangerous to anyone who touches or opens it, therefore making it the deadliest of them all. Now, let's see who uses such books. As we said in the past videos, the only person who uses magic is a weak person. A person that can't find strength in life uses magic to get to their needs, for example, money or objects like a belonging, a place, etc. What do they want to prove to us with these books? People do the mistake of using these books when they are in desperate need of a solution to their problems. When a person can't find a solution normally, he immediately jumps to the paranormal, and the mistake is done. This mistake is done without thinking, because when the person is mentally stuck, he can't understand the difference between normal and paranormal, or right and wrong. So, he asks for a quick solution. Let's see what happens. The person asks for help, for example, to cleanse himself from the evil. If the person he asked truly has abilities and power, he would know an energy to use for the person's case, and won't need a book. Unfortunately, this person is a liar that doesn't have any strength, so he will use a book and read the words that religion planted onto the pages. A person that deals with such things will only get psychological problems. He will become mad after some time and evil. Don't believe in any books. There are words in these books that if you sat down and analyzed, you would see how crazy the imagination of a person is. Another thing is that in magic, they use a pentagram with names. If you knew where these names belonged, you would never use them, because these names are satanic. So think for a moment, what energy does Satan bring? Of course, bad energy. Finally, if we analyze every book one by one, we will find it is just the human imagination which is used to make the other person use it. In the end, I hope you don't touch these books, because whoever opens them dies.